Welcome to Our Energy Matters with Anthony Manna and Dena Marie. Aloha.
Aloha, here we are. Here we are once again. And we always like to begin by, saying that we're at episode number 93. And why is that? Well, because it means that we've been meeting on Zoom, which will eventually go to YouTube. And we talk a lot about our life journey. And I think now we're coming into our third year in September. It'll be our third year of having met on your radio show, Lift Your Spirits, because you interviewed me about this book, which I have written, and Donald Babish has illustrated, Loukas and the Game of Chance. And then you interviewed me on your show, and then I was so happy that you found certain aspects of the story that brought me into a spiritual realm. And I thought, wow, who is this lady? And then I found out that you had a book you published a book called Our Energy Matters. And I'll do the whole title in just a little bit because I like to dramatize it a little, if you've noticed. So anyway, that's the way it is, you know? And so what I do is I explore your book and I come into a piece of writing each time. So there are 93 of these now. I'm beginning to wonder, should we put them into some kind of an enclave called a book? I don't know. Anyway, let's see where it all goes. Today I say God dag, gott liv, which is good day, good life to our Norwegian viewers out there. And the title of today is, and I like this title because I didn't know where the inflection is supposed to be. Truth Finding Matters. Or is it Truth Finding Matters?
Truth Finding Matters. Truth Finding Matters.
And then the quotation is from you, which I employed in the piece of writing, and I love this. May the facades we wear fall to the earth and scatter to the wind, never to be seen again. And I felt that's so clairvoyant, you know.
I wrote that at Disney World, watching people not be themselves. It was a corporate meeting and I'm watching the most insane human beings at Disney World.
At Disney World.
That's where I wrote that.
Which is a place where some insanity can really happen. And
it's all fake.
And expensive.
Yes, too expensive.
So in our episodes of Our Energy Matters, we explore the practices and poetics of physical, mental, and spiritual self-care revealed through Dena Marie's intuitive soul search discoveries and regenerative prescriptions for living a blessed life. And that means a life anointed by well-being, self-love, healthful connections with others, and enlightened and balanced body, mind, spirit, energy. Woo! The instruction, I write, the instruction is to relate compassionately with where we find ourselves and to begin to see our predicament as workable. Now, I wrote these words to acknowledge, praise, and wonder over the uplifting sentiment Dena Marie conjures each time she eases me, well, actually, her entire entourage, her clients, her seekers, her followers, eases us all toward tapping into the positive energy she guides us to draw on to find our way home to lasting internal peace. Amen.
I always say there's no place like Om.
And I think you said that in your book at one point.
Yep.
Practicing her healing arts, Dena Marie dons the mantle of a celestial alchemist, inviting her seekers to soar toward the splendor of loving their true, noble selves, anointed worthy of every living moment, alive, 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 in the presence of our celestial alchemist decree, written by her, resounding, which I think is a prayer, in which she says, quote, May the facades we wear fall to the earth and scatter to the wind, never to be seen again. Amen. Okay. For just about 3 years now, I have been joyfully navigating the spiritually burnished phenomena of safe being, love consciousness, transformative healing, teaching, and counseling in Dena Marie's Mind, Spirit, Soul Enhancing Manual of Sacramental Guidance and Heaven-Sent Traditions, purified in the sublime passages and pathways in her book. She metaphysically branded Our Energy Matters. Second title, The Art of Crystal Reading, where her soul, mind, heart seekers, clients, life wanderers, pilgrims like me are enlivened and awakened to prayerful plans of action for, and this is the third empowering title, for how to manifest your heartfelt intentions. And this becomes practice. This is the amazing thing about it. Because when I read it here, there's just blah, blah words. No, but then when you start thinking of crystal reading that I've been a member of, or coming to understand chakra energy, or coming to understand that every day you can manifest your heartfelt intention by saying it, what you want it to be. I love all that. So discovering all this, I say to you all, when I think about her book, I say, do you want to learn more about Dena Marie, from Dena Marie, the quintessential spirit lifter? I love that, because it's like taking spirits and going like a weightlifter.
It is. And it's like your intuition. The more you use it and act on it, the stronger it gets. And pretty soon you have that inner voice that guides you, and life is playful and fun.
There we go. So folks, in order to find out more about a spirit lifter, I invented the Celestial Arts Quiz Show to move close to Dena Marie's blessed guidance, anointed healing prescriptions, and heartfelt solace. Because there's that, I keep thinking about that word solace in light of you, because in your book, you present the stories of people who came to you. And I think your second edition should come out, and you should talk about, all of these people, all these other people that you mentioned in kind of as a side effect in a sense, but no, these are people that really came to you, and you offered them soul-felt solace, which
And
they
I have
would not have.
thousands of stories, but you know what? I have stories about me doing chakra readings and how I just had an aha moment that spirit brought us together. Remember today I said, where'd you come from? And how is this even possible? Are you did I imagine you? Because it's so perfect when we're together. But maybe God brought us together to keep our spirits high during this. It's our practice doing this. It's like church.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, you're the one that reminded me about my book. And otherwise, if I wouldn't have had you for these other years, maybe I would have forgotten.
True, that can happen. It goes out of sight, out of mind, in a sense.
Yeah.
So anyway, this a Celestial Arts Quiz Show, established and hosted by me, Anthony L. Manna, aka Professor Grandpa Tonio, the book guy and the writing guy. And the Celestial Arts Quiz Show features one daring contestant who's not afraid to come forth. Her name is Dena Marie. Calling Dena Marie, celestial alchemist, angelic wanderer, come forth and illuminate our listeners and viewers, serious about your passionate belief in drinking from the wellspring of the energy of open-heartedness, touched by joyful mind, to ride the rising tide of enlightened soul search. And that's exactly what it is. I mean, it's like, that's where you go, but I think the thing we talked about today is the fact that, yes, it is internal. And that's like the quotation I think no, there's another quotation that I think is, it emphasizes the internal, but almost as though the internal happens because you're reaching out.
Anthony, you are looking up like 20 times just now.
That's, yeah, I hope
Yeah.
so. Yeah.
You did it so much that I was like, what is going on? You're going to your throat chakra and your crown chakra. It was beautiful.
Thank you. Yeah. What I mean, I think that we bring this out in each other, and that it's the solace and the compassionate understanding. Are you ready? Here we go. Wandering through your book's labyrinth of fundamental truths, I found myself both jolted and inspired by this spark of wisdom. And here we go. You wrote, "Only as high as I reach can I grow. Only as far as I seek can I go. Only as deep as I think can I see. Only as much as I dream can I be." So I say, tell us, angelic wanderer, why do you believe in the ecstasy of reaching out and beyond ourselves the way you stated here?
I posted something from my book after our show last week, and I dedicated the book to the little girl who never stopped dreaming. I forgot I wrote that because I lived in a house where you didn't dream, you didn't have hopes. It was really dark. And so as a kid, maybe that's why I hung out with dogs. It's easier to have these higher chakras going because dreamers are like, oh, when I grow up, I want to be a dancer. Right. And you're dreaming and someone tells you, you can never be a dancer. Your legs are too fat. Whatever it is. It's like,
Yeah.
okay. Then I taught aerobics for years and years and I was a dancer and I'm still a dancer. I danced last night, but they kept telling us everything we couldn't do. They kept telling us how bad we are. They kept telling you couldn't sing or all these things they did. But somewhere in my mind, I think it might've been books. I think books are what kept this alive, right? Like you're painting a picture of your character with clothes and what they look like.
Yeah.
And so when I'm reading that, I'm painting pictures. That's why books are so important, to keep these higher chakras in tune. So when you read to me from your writings, I can see it. I see angels. I see my beach. I see my clients. You paint pictures for me.
Yeah. And to see them as pilgrims, I love, because I mean, it's like the journey they take for self-discovery each time, and I'm so happy to be part of that, because I think I almost think that I have to renew the self-discovery each day in some fashion, and I think for me, a lot of the time it happens through meditation, but it also happens through my writing, is if I've given that time, which to me lately has to be at 5:30 in the morning, either work out and do yoga or do whatever, early in the morning, and then get right to the writing, even if it's just for an hour.
Yeah.
It's a very contemplative time for me. And it reminds me of the days when I was in a monastery where we were in silence in the morning, and it was a great time of contemplation and getting some work done. And by work, I mean the work of the heart and soul.
And it is the best time. And after working out is when all your chakras are pretty balanced. So it's a great time to write. Or I used to do my meditation after exercise, and then I would write in a journal. But that was when I had kids and I had to get at 5 o'clock, right? Now
Right.
I can sleep a little bit more in. But yeah, I just think that the whole writing, the creativity, all those things, and it popped in my mind that Jesus said, be more like children. So when people come to me for a reading and they're missing their power chakra, I'll say, what did you used to do when you were 5? What did you love, before someone told you couldn't do it, or you drew out the lines, and they'll always say something like, I used to walk dogs. I used to love dogs, whatever it is. And then you go do it, whether it's, coloring. I have adult men sit and color with me. And they'll say, my grandfather said, you are bad at it. Like elephants can't be pink or whatever it is. And they get over it and they become artists. And, and they sell, I got one guy, he's just dry. He's crazy. He's selling it. He has a studio now and people come in and buy his stuff. And before that, life was not any fun. So we were saying, having fun, be a child, skip. I used to make people skip.
Yeah.
I forgot that. And it works because people are like, oh my God, what happened?
No, and it's so enlivening and so releasing, you know. I love that part, but I mean, only as high as I can reach, as I reach, can I grow. I mean, and then uh, to only as far as I seek. I mean, the whole thing is this. It's outreaching. It's reaching out. It's taking it in. It's it's reaching beyond yourself to find yourself in the universe.
And giving yourself permission. I find, and my daughter finds this too, because she's super sweet and upbeat, that there'll be those people that try to undermine you, like the bullies. Like they see you shining, they see you moving ahead, and so then they knock you off your horse. They're out there. There's a lot of people that don't want you to dream and be and shine and have fun. So it's really important, again, to set your intentions. I want to be around kind, gentle, loving, fascinating people. That's all I was around last night, and I'm with you. But we have to make sure the universe knows that we want to be protected. We want to be safe. That's your prayers, and then you go out into the world, and the universe kind of serves you up. But there are people out there, and you even said we're picking how many times we want to leave our house these days.
Yeah,
I want to be in a safe place.
boy, is that ever true? And I mean, after having gone through COVID, where we had to become suspicious of each other, et cetera, and then opening up again, but at the same time, I think I learned a lot about vulnerability during that time, and I want to be sure that I'm taking care of myself. So often, my intention for the day is to treat myself kindly, because there were times in my life where that wasn't happening, and so I'm so happy to know.
Well, I've stole it. I stole yours, because that's what I'm saying now. That
Yeah.
I'll be good to myself.
Yeah.
And that means if someone wants me to do something and I don't want to do it, I don't have to feel guilty. I don't even have to text them back.
Exactly. Yeah. And so, I mean, in growing up, how often were we told to be guilty about who we were, who we are, and then
Everything I did was about guilt. And that feeling, I don't feel it anymore. And that's a sinking feeling. That's when your chakras are blocked all the way to here. And someone's got a hold of you and they're manipulating you.
yeah, yeah. And you have to, and I think you just have to learn for the ways out. And I think the ways out are just what you say in your book all over the place, which is just be kind to yourself and look at those prescriptions, date yourself, offer yourself a nice meal, whatever, you know what I mean? Or just,
and if it feels good, celebrate that. Keep doing that. I have people that I thought would be friends forever. It's not working anymore. It doesn't feel good. And it's okay for me to love myself.
that's so true. And then the opposite of that too is to be with people who respect you and love you, and want to treat you kindly, and I think that's what a great message to people, to begin to know this. Oh, I see our imaginary producer is
Benny.
Benny, yes. It's time to end this episode of the Celestial Arts Quiz Show. Thank you, Lady Grace of Angelic Consciousness, for teaching and sharing and illuminating so vital a blessing like the blessings in your book. Let's continue with our Celestial Arts Quiz Show for a lifetime. No.
Yay!
Today I end the quiz show. I share with you a bit of wisdom from the Zen poet, priest, and teacher, healer, Thich Nhat Hanh. He wrote, and I thought of you when I found this quotation: each moment of our lives that is given to us to live, we have to live very deeply. If you are capable of living deeply from one moment of your life, you can learn to live the same way all the other moments of your life. So I see, Dena Marie, I see your healing practices here all over the place. Do you?
That's beautiful. Because my birthday show, that's it, like deep. How deep can you go? How high can you fly? I don't know, man.
Yeah, that's what it's all about. And I mean, I just love the wisdom of those words. But I mean, the thing about it is, I say those to you as we part, because I know exactly that you're going to find your way into those words, because you practiced this with so many people and with yourself over so many years. Indeed, our energy matters. If
Oh,
if you want to move closer to Dena Marie's wisdom, then listen to her weekly radio show, Lift Your Spirits, 11:50 a.m. KKNW. Go to her website, dena-marie.com, because you'll find out about the radio show and how to connect to it, but also a lot of information about her practices, her workshops, and everything else she does to bring people back to themselves. She's also very active on Facebook and often offers daily chakra insight into chakra energy. I love your quotations, by the way. They're just they're very illuminating. And startling photographs of the island she inhabits on the west coast of the United States, and also prayerful advice. My website for an interview with Dena Marie is Anthony@anthonymannabooks.com. And if you go to my website and look for her interview at Podbean Podcasts, and you'll also find out that my website has a lot to do with nurturing very young children, tweens, teens, young new adults to become and to connect with themselves through reading and writing. That's what it's all about, I think. But it's oh well, boy, 93. This is 93. Did I
well,
say?
and like that, think about your website is like my relationship with you, how you do read to me. And I as a child loved reading. It was my favorite thing to do. So
Yeah,
we're in sync.
we're in sync. Yeah, synchronicity, which we will talk about in our next episode, because that's also a very important part of your regime.
Yeah.
It makes it sound like you're a soldier.
My regime or my grit.
Your grit, yeah.
Yeah, I got the grit.
Wow. Okay. Well, we did well, and I will see you soon. Goodbye, everybody out there. Thank you so much for being our guests. Goodbye.
Aloha, Anthony.